Leah writes, "Hey AMC, you guys are the best. I always hear you talk about how a film's score is so important and how it becomes a character in it. My question is, has there been a song that played during a scene in a film, part of the soundtrack of it, that you will always remember and will be forever memorable to you? Thanks and keep up the great work."
Amy Rose, I'm sure you have a lot of ones for this.
I do. I sure do. There's so many. I mean, obviously, we could talk about the Hans Zimmers and the John Williams and all the classic scores. But more recently, the score in Sunshine,
Oh, yeah.
28 Days Later, was haunting and chilling. I really like when you kind of do more of like the Once angle with like original music in it with Glenn Hansard, amazing. John Carney, of course. Begin Again, Social Network, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. I mean, that's like pretty much as good as it gets. That score alone, the movie was great, but it elevated it to the next level because of just, it was so original. I have a huge list, but I'm gonna not take all of them. But the last one I'll say is Glory and Selma. That song was really emotional and really beautifully done. And pretty much anything that Quentin Tarantino has in his films is just like completely atmospheric for the tone he's trying to get across. And that's what you want. Music is supposed to keep you and invest you even further, not take you out. And if there's bad music, it totally, I'm like, really? You picked this song? Like, stop with the emotional, you know, Nicholas Sparks, he does that beautifully well. Meaning the opposite, where I'm like, okay, you're supposed to cry now.
Yeah.
Like, it's a switch.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be, and of course, Lord of the Rings, everything about it. So I'm going to stop naming off because I had like 10 more.
Okay, well, definitely Sunshine is on my list. It's
so
John
good.
Murphy. That ending sequence, I don't want to spoil it, but the ending scene or sequence, they have the music and it fits so perfectly. Clinton Mansell's the ending for The Fountain.
Yeah.
The kind of tree of life sequence, I guess. What other ones? Oh, the two that stand out for me that are specific scenes are in my favorite movie, Goodfellas, Then He Kissed Me, the crystals, the Coca Cabana scene, the one
Classic.
shot. Every time I hear that, I just like, I perk up, and it fits perfectly. I mean, it's a marriage between the song and the actual scene.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned Quentin Tarantino, the first Kill Bill. The scene with the bride fighting the crazy 88 with the Ennio Morricone song, Death Rides a Horse. That sequence is awesome. She comes in, she calls out Ora and Ishii, and the music is playing in the background, and then she slices off that one girl's arm, and then she's just on the ground writhing, and then the bride walks closer to Oranishi, who's on the second level, and then everyone just pauses and they rush out.
So good.
I love that sequence.
Anytime
Mark?
I hear Gonna Fly Now, I'm at the gym and it makes me run a little bit faster because I'm thinking about Rocky, I'm thinking about going up the steps at the library, I'm thinking about all those kids running behind me. Or if I hear the synthesizer version of it, I think about how I'm running up a mountain, I'm about to fight this giant Russian. Or when I hear Jerry Goldsmith's Back on the Field from Rudy, that means I'm trying out for Notre Dame and all I want to do is just make the team so my dad can see that helmet run out of that shiny tunnel. If you want to talk about a music or a song that really gets me is Power of Love and Back to the Future. I always think that I'm Marty McFly on a skateboard. Sometimes when I hear the Beatles twist and shout,
I was just going to say
I
Ferris
think
Bueller.
I'm at the parade in downtown
Yes.
Chicago with Ferris Bueller. So there's a lot of good ones. And again, that's one of the hallmarks of a song or a score that you think about that movie even when that movie's not playing.
There's a song that gives me chills that originally wasn't supposed to, but because of A Clockwork Orange, Singing in the Rain now is that's supposed to be a happy, fun song from the original movie, and then you watch A Clockwork Orange and it's connected to very violent, very disturbing imagery.
We have to talk about Wayne's World, obviously.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes.
Yeah. And I've always wanted to make a clay pot with the woman I love listening to Unchained Melody. So maybe it'll happen someday.